And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Good morning. Woo.
Your voice, dude.
My voice is shot, dude. My voice is shot from yelling at these little leaguers. No, my voice is shot just from overall life. Overall, been running it hard. Voice is completely gone, and I talk for a living, so that's fantastic. Welcome, kids. It is Monday morning, March 11th. March 11th, it is 9:30 a.m. Time change. That's cool. We're still doing that. That's fantastic. Coming off a hot weekend. We had some big fights to talk about. Big boy fights. UFC 299, Francis Nganou, Anthony Joshua. It's all going down today. I was stoked to get here in studio. Whenever you're coming off a big weekend like this, there's nothing better. My job is the best when you have these big fights go down like we did this past weekend. I'm fresh off the Volkswagen Bug competition at the Mint 400 in Primm, Nevada, which is about 45 to 50 minutes, depending how fast you drive outside Las Vegas. I'm sure I'll get into it on Firing the Kid because Callan's so into that off-road world, so I'm sure we'll talk about it a ton. It was life-changing, man. It was a complete upside-down, wet dick slap in the face experience. It was wild. Originally, I was supposed to drive this Class 1 truck, which is a completely different animal. That's why I was training the Class 1 truck. The truck had engine malfunctions. They didn't think they trusted it to get through the race. So when I landed, I got that news. Thank God for Donald Cerrone. And because we're kind of up Schitt's Creek, because you're not going to find a truck on a 2-day, basically a day notice, because I had to qualify. You can't really find a truck that you need on a day's notice, that months and months go into preparing these vehicles for the Mint 400, any race. So we're kind of screwed. And then me and Cowboy, we have the same sponsor in Black Buffalo, and obviously Cowboy I've known for a hot second. So I was just talking to Cowboy about things, and he goes, you can race my buggy. I'm like, what? He's like, you can race my Volkswagen Bug. And I was like, on this track? He's like, guys, do it. He's like, it's going to be rough, but you can do it. So I was like, all right, I'm game. I came all this way. Let's see what happens. And so the night before, that's the picture I posted. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Me, Casey, my brother, Lex, my manager, we're all out there with Cowboys team. Shout out to BMF Racing. And we're just going through everything. You don't have to keep clicking on it, Chin. Right. We were on it. We were test driving late at night. Couldn't see anything. And then we just figured, let's see how it goes. I had no idea how harsh the Mint 400 track was. I think if you would have gave me insight to that before I agreed to do this race in a Volkswagen Bug, I probably wouldn't have done it. But also, this is how it should go. Being my first race, I shouldn't be in a Class 1 car. Probably shouldn't even be at the Mint 400. Probably should have started on a different track in a Volkswagen Bug. Maybe a Can-Am, but nothing crazy. But, God puts you in these situations for a reason. So I was like, forget it. Let's do the Class 1 Bug. So that's what we did, man. And it was a learning experience. It was one of the best things I've ever done, also one of the scariest. It is no joke. No joke. There's a point in the race where we had this co-driver with me who's like the bug master, builds the bugs, has done Baja 1000, Mint 400. He's done all of them. And the back end kind of got out from underneath me and it started tailing that way as we're going up this bottleneck, up the mountain. I go, what happens if you go over? He goes, it's over. I go, the race is over? He's like, no, we're over. It's game over, dude. We would die. I'm like, right. Oh, that's right. This isn't a video game. I learned so much, man. It was so great. And shout out to the whole BMF team and Cerrone. He's such a lifesaver, man. And it was insane. And when you're in it, I was just trying to, focus on the race and stay confident and stay focused. And so you're just in it and you're going through it. And then once you remove yourself from that, like I get home on Sunday, I was like, whoa, that was wild. That was nutsos. I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. It was so dope. So freaking dope. And so funny because, like, you know, I'm rebuilding my TRX now. I got a new one, and we're doing all, you know, the Innovate wheels and the tires and the 40-inch or 39-inch tires and the long travel suspension kit and all this stuff and Kibby Tech and King shocks and the Baja bumpers and the rigid lights and all that stuff. And that's all fine and dandy, and it looks badass out there on the road. But then you realize, like, that King shocks, the travel, the amount of travel it has, you know, whatever it is, 14 inches of travel, 24 inches travel, all that is designed exactly for this off-road stuff. You're never going to use that stuff driving down the 405 or whatever small off-roading you do here. Though that track, that freaking race, that's when you're like, oh, this is why King shocks and these guys build this stuff. Like, this is what it's for. It looks badass, don't get me wrong, and I love it. But that all this stems from, it's all about Baja racing. It's all that off-road racing. Like, you're never going to use that stuff out here. It looks badass, but that's why they made it's for that stuff. That's what it comes from, which was why, like, that buggy, I was like, there's no way we're getting over this rock. He's like, it can, my co-driver's like, it can do it. Get in first gear, it can do it. I was like, you sure? He's like, I'm telling you, it can do it. And it'll blow your mind, some of the stuff you can get through. It was wild, man. I learned it was so dope. It was so dope. So first lap, so we had to do 3 laps. Each lap takes about, especially in the buggy, you're averaging about 25 miles an hour. You're like, 25 miles an hour? That's not fast. No, you don't understand. So some of it, you're going 85, 90 miles an hour, flying. Then a lot of it, there's no path. You're just climbing up a mountain. Like, straight up you're like going over boulders, narrow freaking path. Like, it's wild, dude. So that you're going like 10 miles an hour. It's going, you can't go faster. You just can't. So you're averaging about 25, 30 over the 4 hours. So each lap takes about 4 hours. Cowboy's car probably did in, I don't know, 2 hours. So that's how much faster those trophy trucks are. So Cowboy's lapping us. Like, there's trophy trucks on there with whatever, 1,000, 1,500 horsepower. Then there's mine with like 100 horsepower. So they're flying by you, dude. And Cowboy was going by, all the trophy trucks are flying by my class, the limited class. And our radio wasn't working. Me and Cowboy, I got over for one guy, then I got back in, and me and Cowboy, boom, smashed into each other. That's how it goes. Kept going. But you realize, like, it's not a game. Like, a lot of guys got effed up, man. Big time. Like, Cowboy flipped his Can-Am on Friday, and then the trophy truck, something happened to it, and, you know, the clutch got stuck, and he went straight into the freaking mountain. And those trophy trucks are like $800 to $1.4 million. It's such an expensive sport, man. It was wild as hell. It was wild, man. So we came home on Saturday, and I'm glad we did, because UFC 299 was on Saturday. And on Friday, while we're at the track, by the time I got done, that was right when the Anthony Joshua and Francis Nganou fight started. I didn't watch any of the prelim, none of that stuff. Saw Anthony Joshua and Francis at the racetrack on Casey's phone. We streamed that bad boy. You know, this is how it should go. Now the boxing world can go back to, you know, its normal old school dinosaur self. This is how it goes. What Francis did is insane. What he did against Tyson Fury, insane. Francis still a winner. Him leaving the UFC, you know, fumbling the bag, all that. Francis has won. He made $20 million just on this fight. His last fight, he made $600,000. So don't get it twisted. Francis has beat the game. Even though he got mollywopped on Friday, Francis is still the winner. As far as MMA goes, Francis is still the winner. He still made more than damn near the entire card you watch on UFC 299. One guy made more money than all of them combined at UFC 299. Francis has won and beat the game. So all this is icing on the cake. His performance against Fury got him to this fight against Anthony Joshua. He's won. No matter what happened on Friday night, Francis won. I know we got knocked out. Doesn't matter. If he retired to this morning, Francis has won. Again, he made more money than the entire card of UFC 299, which was the fourth biggest gate in UFC history. Again, Francis, who do you like on the card? Suga? Cool. Chito? Cool. Peter Yan? Cool. MVP? Cool. Kevin Holland? Fantastic. Dustin Poirier? Love him too. Denise Benoit? Great fighter. Again, Francis made more money than all those gentlemen put together. Francis has won. But like I said, this is exactly how this should have went. I didn't give Francis a freaking shot against Tyson Fury. And in all reality, he shouldn't have even gotten there with him. A guy that's been boxing since he was 4, facing an MMA fighter, what happened Friday is exactly what should happen. And also, like I said, the element of surprise is gone. Once that's gone, now you're fighting real boxers. Now, the element of surprise is gone. It's going to be a much more difficult fight for Francis. Stylistically, Anthony Joshua, now this isn't saying much. All of them are a nightmare. Anybody in the top 50 are a nightmare for Francis as far as professional boxing goes. But if you compare Tyson Fury to Anthony Joshua, you look at Francis's skills, you would go, if you had to pick, like, who does he have the best chance to beat? The guy with the most elusive footwork we've ever seen in a heavyweight, can box southpaw, traditional, can go forwards, can go backwards, can do it all, who's beat the best of the best, who's never been beat. Do we like that for Francis's chance? Because what's Francis's chances here? He needs to land one big right hand or a big left hook. Okay, that's going to be tough against a guy like Tyson Fury. Or we have Anthony Joshua, a little more flat-footed, 2-time gold medalist, I know, but we're just talking about what's his best chances to land the one big knockout. Has the guy been knocked down before? Yeah. Does he trade? Yeah, I'll sit down and trade. Does he get hit? Yeah, he does get hit. All right, I'll take Joshua. Now, pick your poison. Neither of them are a good matchup for Francis. Both of them should beat him in under 2 rounds and probably should beat him within a round if this is how the game should go. There's not enough hours in the day for Francis to make up in his lack of experience to compete with a guy like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. He should not even be in there, but he is. Tyson Fury, I think the biggest takeaway from the Anthony Joshua fight, again, that's how it should go. Okay, boxing's like, told you, I know. You're not telling us anything we don't know. But what Francis did against Tyson Fury, and this is no, I'm not taking anything away from Francis. Again, he's won. He's set. But I think the biggest takeaway is, Tyson didn't train. Tyson didn't train. Because if Tyson Fury's at 100% and focus, ready to go, he fights Anthony Joshua, he beats him 99 at 100. He beats Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua just mollywopped Francis. Wasn't a competition. But again, this is what we expected when Francis fought Tyson. You got that once Francis fought Anthony Joshua. This is how the game should go. Francis, with very little experience, was not known as a technician even in the UFC, comes over to boxing. Okay. It's insane. But again, everyone wants to knock on Francis now. That's what you get, but you morons. He got $20 million just for this one fight. He beat the game. Remember, whether it's boxing, bare knuckle MMA, Game Bread, One Championship, Ryzen, PFL, Bellator, UFC, it's all under one umbrella. What do we call it? Prize fighting. You want the biggest prize, whether you're fighting a guy with no arms, fighting a celebrity, fighting Mario Lopez, fighting Ronda Rousey, fighting Jake Paul, fighting a YouTuber, or fighting the best boxer in the world. The goal is prize fighting. Francis got the biggest prize, $20 million. If you look at the lawsuit, the antitrust lawsuit going on against the UFC, that's more money than Conor has made from the UFC. That's more money. Name a fighter. Go, I'll wait. That's more money than Brock Lesnar's ever got paid. That's more money than Anderson Silva got paid. That's more money than GSP got paid. That's more money than BJ Penn got paid. We can keep going. That's more money than Khabib got paid. Francis is a prize fighter and got the biggest prize. He won. I know he got embarrassed. Cool, dude. He's set for life. His kids are set for life. He won the game. No matter what happens now. No matter what happens now. So let's talk about what happens now. Well, the worst case scenario did happen. What happens is exactly what we all thought would happen. He gets mollywopped and outclassed by Anthony Joshua, right? This is what we thought would happen against Tyson. It didn't, so it extended his shelf life in professional boxing for one more fight, one mega fight. Cool. So what happens now? Well, he's 0-2. He's 0-2. He had one good performance, one awful performance. Okay, cool. Tyson Fury rematch? Oof, maybe. If Tyson wants to do that, it's tough. Because Tyson like, I'm going to fight Usyk, you know? And then he has to fight Joshua. Because I think this makes the Tyson Fury-Joshua fight even bigger. Man, I just beat the shit out of the guy you struggled with. Yeah, but I didn't train for him. Doesn't matter. I beat the brakes off of him. What's up? So the Joshua-Tyson kind of overshadows the Tyson-Francis rematch. That's what happens there. But again, you got Tyson still has to fight, I think, the best boxer in the world, Usyk. He has to get through that. So Tyson is busy with other things. So you're not getting Tyson-Francis anytime soon, if ever. Joshua rematch, not happening. Wasn't competitive. If you want to stay in boxing, there's one, Huckleberry. There's one, Wilder play ball. He's coming off a loss. Francis has a much better chance to beat Wilder than anybody else. Are his chances good? Absolutely not. But again, it's prize fighting. Do you think, if you're Francis' manager or you're his mom or dad, whoever, who guides Francis in his next decision on fighting, would you guide Francis to fight in the PFL against a Brazilian we've never heard of? Quick, what's his name? That's what I thought. So would you point him towards that direction, fight MMA, coming off this brutal knockout? Probably not. There's not much money there. Or do you take a stab at calling Deontay Wilder out? Do that in, maybe as the undercard, of Joshua Fury. Because there's no way he's going to be ready anytime soon after he fights Usyk. That's not going to be a quick fight. That's going to be a dog fight. Very tough fight for Fury. Very tough fight. Usyk is the best boxer on this planet. Very tough fight. Very tough. Notice how Francis ain't calling Usyk out. No. No one's calling Usyk out. That's not happening. So you could do, and that'd be a fun card. Anthony Joshua, Fury, Francis, Wilder. And then if Francis, in some crazy fashion, gets a knockout over Wilder, and Wilder beats Joshua, now you could do that, the rematch. There's money there. But all signs are pointing, if I'm Francis's team, we're not fighting the PFL. That's not happening. Forget about those days. He's a prize fighter. The prize is in boxing. Even though he got starched, the prize is in boxing. That's what it is. Francis won. Francis won. It was tough to see, right?
I've never seen Francis get. I mean, has he ever been even like knocked? Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Think about his chin.
That was crazy. 3 times too. The last one was insane.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Just a straight flush right hand from
and his arm was up when he
a
fell down.
world champ. I mean,
Yeah.
bad. That's how this goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And I think it might make guys hesitate a little bit from MMA coming over to boxing. That's how this is going to go for 99.99% of the time. You had the one kind of exception with Fury, Francis. Fury really didn't train for it, so you got that product. But most of the time, this is how it goes. You're not going to see other heavyweights come across. There's just no one there. But these lower weights, hate to tell you, in the lower weights, they're even more talented than the heavyweights. So it's going to be way worse. Like Suga calling out Ryan Garcia? No. Or Tank Davis? No, sir. No, sir. Those guys are so goddamn talented. It doesn't make sense. So I think some of the guys in the UFC are going to be a little hesitant now. Like, ooh, shit, that's what happens? That's usually what happens, yes. That's what's going to happen 99.999% of the time when you step on over. Vice versa, same thing happens if boxers come over to the UFC.
Yep.
It's just the way it goes. One's surfing, one's skiing. They're not the same thing. They're just not the same thing. But now, if I'm Suga, if I'm Strickland, if I'm Izzy, these big names, again, it all falls under the umbrella of prize fighting. The most money is in boxing if you're a huge name. So again, win, lose, or draw, I'm going where the cash is at. It's over there. So I get why guys are doing it. I get why they're doing it. Notice you don't see any big-time boxers vying to come over to the UFC. Name one. I mean, Ryan Garcia was like, I'll fight Suga in the UFC. Okay. Really?
Ryan's not in the best mind frame right now, too.
No, probably don't listen to that. Definitely don't sign the deal, Dana. That'd be a disaster. It's too tough, man. It's too tough at this upper echelon of whether it's MMA or boxing to crossover. It's just, it's never going to happen. No one's going to have success. Francis is going to be the only guy. You're never, ever going to see that ever again. They made a documentary about it. It's so rare. It's one of the biggest feats of all time, him lasting even 6 rounds with Tyson Fury, let alone knocking him down. I know he didn't train. I get all. I'm just saying that even if Tyson Fury woke up this morning after 70 bears, he should still beat the shit out of Francis within 2 rounds. That's how talented he is. It's what he does. We will never see it again. It's Francis. It was the perfect storm. You got to give him his kudos. That's insane. No matter Francis trained or not, it's insane what he's able to pull off and parlay it into an Anthony Joshua fight. To get Anthony Joshua, a boxing purist, for him to take that Francis fight is nutsos. He hated this stuff. His whole team hates it. Eddie Hearn, all those guys, they hate all this bullshit. That's how impressive Francis, they went, okay, cool. But yeah, okay. We're going to put a stop to this. They're boxing purists at the heart of it. They went, no, we got to stop this. We got to stop this. And they did. They're on the back 9 now. But again, he won. Okay, cool. But you're never seeing this. I promise you're never seeing this again. Some guys are going to try, and they're going to get annihilated. Conor with an old Floyd, annihilated. Let's be honest. It wasn't a fight. Annihilated. Floyd Logan, he carried him. You know? Wild. Well, this episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts offer friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. Whatever you need, they got you covered. I always tell this story. I have a 20-year-old Ford Lightning. This thing, it's hard to find parts. O'Reilly had everything in stock. If they didn't have it in stock on the showroom floor, I went to one of their very helpful employees. They ordered it. It showed up the next freaking day. That's a 20-year-old truck. So you guys, with all your new stuff, they're going to have it. They got you covered, man. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car. If you need it replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. When you're a do-it-yourselfer and need a specialty tool to finish the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ask about their loaner tool program. Super helpful because you know you don't need to buy the tool. You're using it for this one time for whatever reason, and then you don't need to buy it because you're never going to use it again. O'Reilly gets this, all right? Simply pay a refundable deposit and borrow the right tool. Get the job done. Put that in your truck. Boom, you get your deposit back when it's returned. Need your windshield wipers replaced, Callan, a brake light fix, or a quick service? We got you. They'll help you find the right part or point you to the nearest local repair shop for help. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are super knowledgeable and helpful. Best of all, they're super friendly. They are. Friendly as they come. All right. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself. You can find what you need in-store or online. Stop O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/SCHAUB. O'Reilly. This episode of the Shop Show is also brought to you by Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to we just hit 1 million stage. Shopify is there to help you grow. All right. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to the leading commerce platforms. Whatever you guys got, sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. and Shopify's global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklynens, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, SCHAUB, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Schaub now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Cha-ching. Let's get to it.
Yep.
Miami, UFC 299. What a freaking card. 300 has a lot to live up to. I loved every single fight on this card. I flew home Saturday morning. I cannot wait. I watched from the early prelims to the freaking main event. It was a fantastic freaking card. From top to bottom, fantastic card. Kick it off. I mean, Gamrot did the damn thing against an older RDA, but he got it done. Kyler Phillips looked fantastic. Macy Barber looked good. How about Curtis Blades and Almeida? Almeida's in a tough spot because he had the fight against Derek Lewis where he mounted the guy, had mount for damn near 2 days of the fight and did nothing with it. So he got a little bit of criticism there. That was his main event. He's built like a Greek god, Brazilian god. And they give him Curtis Blades. And then looking at this fight, you go, all right, Almeida, pure grappler. Talked about he's the best grappler on earth, and especially in the heavyweight division. Curtis Blades, JUCO national champion, savage, way better striking than Almeida. Usually jiu-jitsu guys versus wrestlers, they can't really get him down. Almeida took him down, 5 times in that first round? Like, he was all over him. All over him. Just did work, got him down. I was very surprised. I thought, man, Curtis in a little bit of trouble here. Unless he can keep it on the feet, Almeida's going to choke this dude out or at least ride him out for 3 rounds. Curtis Blades in trouble here. And then you realize Almeida has 0 striking. 0. In 2024, if you have 0 striking, you're just a guy. Almeida's just a guy. Sorry, Brazil. He'll never be champ. Never happening. Not happening. Cat's out of the bag. Can't strike. Can only grapple. Unless you're the rare exception like a Khabib, whose striking wasn't awful, but it was good enough to get him into certain positions. He landed that big shot on Connor. He did enough to get himself in position to grapple. Almeida, just none of that. He just shoots right away. It's over. It's over for him. It's over. Who's he going to beat? Now, he'll beat some guys. He'll be a guy. He'll always be a guy top. He'll be 8 to 15 for the rest of his career. Solid career. Solid. Super solid. Maybe 5 to 15. Always. He'll always beat some of those guys, get them down, choke them out. But the top of the spear guys, nah, man. You can't strike. You can only grapple. You're screwed. It's never happening. Never happening. Curtis Blades stopped a shot, then he went to reshoot, and boom. It will always work out like that for him. Never be champ. Can't. If you don't have all the tools in 2024, if you can't at least do some things on the feet, you're screwed. Super screwed. That's how it goes.
Have you ever been in a position where, Almeida was holding Curtis, but getting constantly hammer fisted on his head? Have
No.
you been in that?
No.
You would just let go, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hell no. But you would think, because remember, Travis Brown was really the one who made this fancy, because he's facing like Josh Barnett, these other guys who would grapple and get on the legs, and went, oh, cool. Boom, boom. Not as good as a grappler, but way better striker. Cool, dude. Go ahead and get you some. And at heavyweight, you can't take too many of those. They're going to knock you out. Now the cat's out of the bag. All right, Amira's going to shoot, just hit him in the head. Every top level guy's going to beat him. They're going to have to really make certain matchups for him to get wins now. And then remember, Derek Lewis, I don't know, blue belt maybe. Explosive, but overall, not grappling isn't his forte. Couldn't submit him. Okay, and the UFC doesn't want that. UFC was literally like, all right, we got to find something for Aspinall. Amita, pure grappler. Chris Blades can kind of do it all, but we really don't want him to be a focal point in the heavyweight division. But he just keeps winning, doesn't he? Keeps winning. Keeps getting the job done. So now you do Chris Blades and Tommy Aspinall. You don't do in Brazil at 301. Those days are over. But Curtis Blades, huge win for him. Peter Yan, Song Yadong. I thought Peter Yan was screwed in that first round. I'm like, oh, he has his hands full. This young Song Yadong. And Peter Yan looked hesitant, rightfully so, coming off what all the shit he's been dealing with. He was biting on every feint or takedown that Song Yadong. I mean, literally just almost sprawling when he just feint to go down low, probably from PTSD from Merab days, So I was like, oh, Peter Yan, yeah, Father Time caught up with him. But then second, third round took over. There's a lot of MVPs on this card, but JDM, Jack Della Maddalena.
Jack Della Maddalena.
JDM looked fantastic. Tough fight for him. Gilbert Burns is no punk. Big jump up in competition for JDM. He had the same hype Ian Gary had. They had two so-so fights, and then you give him Gilbert Burns, and boy, did he pass the test. His grappling looked phenomenal. And remember, boxing's his forte. That's what he's known for, is his boxing. Went to the ground several times, Gilbert Burns. The transitions he had, this boy is ready for the top 5. This dude is so damn good. I think Gilbert was 4. He's right there. And then calls out Hamzat? Who does that?
No.
Here's my thing. After seeing JDM and Gilbert, and then we saw Hamzat Gilbert, I thought JDM did better than Hamzat did. He looked fantastic. That knee was brutal. That
was such a climb in the ranks, too. Like, that's insane.
For all of them. For a lot of these guys. For BSD, Benoit Saint Denis, you beat our boy Matt Steamroller Favrola and go right to Dustin Poirier? Yeah. Whoa, hey. And it showed. We'll talk about it. It showed.
Yeah.
For JDM, welterweight, so tasty. You get this crop of guys. And Schaub, Ian Gary, you got Sean Brady, and of course, Ian Gary. You got all these guys, they're just chilling now. Mm-hmm. You got MVP. Yeah, MVP there as well. Kamaru Usman, he's getting one of those young lions next. They're going to do Bilal and Leon. Gilbert Burns falls down. Shavkat, let's see what they do. Shavkat, Colby would be fun. They got Ian at 6, Brady at 7. JDM's going to jump up to probably 5, I would assume.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, you can't put him over Shavkat or Muhammad. You can't. He should just replace Gilbert. You got this young crop. You got the 4 horsemen. So you got this young crop of guys. What do you do with it? So you can go Bilal and Leon. I would do Shavkat Usman. I would do Colby versus JDM. I would do Ian Gary versus MVP. And then Sean Brady's.
Oh, those would be dope, yeah.
Then we figure out what to do with Sean Brady. But he's getting a big one too. But Ian Machado Gary and MVP, take my money.
Yeah.
Take my freaking money.
And Colby and JDM, that would be badass too.
Badass fight, right?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, JDM looked fantastic. That was not an easy fight. Michael Venom Page, Kevin Holland. They got to be. So Michael Venom Page is a guy. He's must-see TV. You're going to pay when he fights. He's the biggest superstar the UFC signed in a hot second. Most of you are familiar with him, especially if you're hardcore. We've been vying for him to come over to the UFC, see how he does against elite competition. Kevin Holland, pretty elite, but the UFC matchmakers, Mick Maynard's going to have to pick and choose what they want to do with Michael Venom Page. Because if you gave him a Sean Brady, he gets destroyed. If you give him any of these, a Shavkat, any of these guys, he's gonna get eaten up. He's gonna get eaten alive. So you don't want to sign a guy and just feed him to the wolves and have him get destroyed because there's a lot of meat on that bone. So with MVP, he could do Ian Gary be great. Mike Van Page is a huge name. Ian Gary's a huge name. We want to get his name bigger to get him into the title shot. He's not at a title shot yet. Be a great matchup for him. I think Ian Gary beats him. I think he knocks him out.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't think so?
No, I think it's possible. Of course.
Yeah, I think Ian Machado Gary beats him. I think he beats him. I think Kevin Holland just had a tough time getting his timing.
He couldn't find it.
He just couldn't find it. Just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But boy, was he fun to watch. Mm-hmm. But again, it's not going to be fun if they give him a Sean Brady, they give him a Colby Covington, they give him Shavkat, they give him Belil, they give him Kamaru Usman. Those aren't fun. He's going to get annihilated. That's all good.
I think Stephen Thompson would be awesome, but I think they're homies too, which kind of sucks.
I think the Wonder Boy fight has the potential to be very boring.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Two counter strikers, just kind of waiting.
Counter, okay.
Just kind of waiting there. I think that's the fight because their styles. Everyone goes, they're both strikers.
Karate.
They both come from that karate background. Mm-hmm. They both have similar styles. They're bouncing on the toes. I think you're in for a rude awakening. I think that's a very boring fight.
Like Stephen Thompson and Tyron Woodley.
Yes, I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
I think it's a point scoring thing. Nobody, they're not taking too many chances. You get a lot of outside work, a lot of kicks, 3-round decision, 5-round decision is a fight night. 2 more rounds that we don't need to see.
I didn't even think about that.
But I think Ian Machado Gary brings the heat.
Yeah.
And knocks him out. God, welterweight is fun.
Yeah.
And then the co-main event, I mean, probably the best fight of the night. That was, they could fight every Saturday. Take my goddamn money. Dustin Poirier, legend. As Dana said, this is what makes you a legend. Taking fights like this, when all signs, underdog, all signs point to this is the end of his career. This makes, why is he doing this? Even I love the Diamond. The best hot sauce. Bourbon's fantastic too. I love Dustin Diamond Poirier. Love him. He's one of my favorite people of all time. The best, legend. But why Benoit Saint Denis? Why would you do this? And then that first round, you're like, all right, I thought this was going to go one of two ways. Well, the most likely odds, and this is why BSD was the favorite. It's just BSD's time. Dustin Poirier's long in the tooth. Father Time's caught up to him. BSD's the stronger, bigger puncher, better grappler. He's going to walk. He's going to steamroll Dustin Poirier. That first round, you're like, okay, yeah, this is not good. Poirier looked tired. You're like, shit, what are we doing? And then you see why Dustin Poirier took the fight. You see why, for a guy to go from Benoit, from Matt Fiorella to Dustin Poirier is a huge jump. You saw his inexperience come to play. He's sitting there playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots with a UFC legend who's not over the hill. He still punches like a Mack truck. You saw him have success, and he just sit in front with his chin up. And you're like, that ain't smart. Now, granted, Poirier kept jumping for the guillotine, which I wasn't mad at. Black belt, and Benoit Saint Denis, the neck was there. I'm with Dustin Poirier, like, let's get this dude out of there. The neck's there, especially at his level, jump for it. Everyone was like, why does he keep doing it? It was there, man. BSD, just a fantastic grappler, found a way to finagle out of it. But that eventually he was going to get him, I think, with the choke if he didn't knock him out. That was there. So I get why he kept doing it. I'm not one of those guys like, why do you keep, it was there. It was there. His neck was there all fucking day. But then you see why when a guy like BSD jumps up in competition, you can't just sit in front of the guy and play Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You're going to get knocked out. And that's what happened. That's when you're like, oh, there it is. That's why they don't jump guys in the queue like that. That's why. BSD looked good, but then you're like, oh, man, it was just a matter of time. I looked at my wife. We're all watching. I'm like, oh, he's going to get knocked out. You sitting in front of Dustin Poirier like that? This is what he does. This is why he took the fight. I thought Poirier was going to knock him out in like 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I thought this would happen. They'd have an exchange against the cage. You'd knock him out later in the rounds. Not this early. I didn't think, and the pace BSD set was wild. Take my money, dude. Take my goddamn money. If that's how this guy fights, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'll watch his next fight. He didn't lose any credibility. He mollywopped Poirier in that first round. So he is the guy. He just made a lot of immature mistakes in the second round. Has a lot to learn. He'll learn. You can't do that with guys like that. You just can't. You're having so much success grappling, and then you just decide to trade with Dustin Poirier, who has way tighter boxing, way crisper boxing, loves the exchange there. Have you never seen the guy fight? You shouldn't sit in front of him and exchange? Oh, I'll take DP all day. What a fight, dude. Take my goddamn money.
So much fun, yeah.
God, dog, that was good.
I want to ask you a question. Like when Dustin Poirier does that right hook, his fist is like kind of like not like this, but it's like this, right?
You're think of it holding an old school mug. It's like this. That's where you can snap down.
Do you do that as well when you fight?
That's a proper hook.
Oh,
Most hooks should be like you're holding. It should be like this, and you see them because this you can't really turn over. This you can turn over. Oh, okay. So it's like holding an old school beer mug. Boom.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's an analogy there. Yeah. So when you're hitting the pads, they show you like you're holding a mug. Boom, and turn over. And you just see him just turn it over. Whack.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was beautiful.
Oh, my God, that was good. And the shout out to all the military. Dude,
charity, he's the best.
Best guy in the UFC. What a gem.
Yep.
The diamond, what a gem. And his new tat, dude, the king.
King of Diamonds?
King of Diamonds? Bro, I wish it was in black. Whatever,
Same, dude.
I wish it was black. I don't like red tattoos. You can't see it. Hard to see. God, dog. Best fight of the night.
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch.
And so my son was at a birthday party, right? I dropped him off at 5. Paused the prelims. Drop him off. I go, when do you need me to pick him up? They go, 8 o'clock. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's middle during the main card? Okay, but we'll figure it out. So my girl's family, all the Mexicans are over, right? We got food. We got food popping, right? We got food. It's like goddamn Cinco de Mayo at my house. And so I get a text from the dad. He's like, "Hey, yeah, we're shutting it down. Time to go." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Right when Michael Venom Page and Kevin Holland walking out, so I pause it and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I go pick up Tiger. Whoever doesn't like it can leave, but I'm not missing this fight. I'm pausing it. I'll be back in 10 minutes." I was back in about 30 because Tiger was swimming, had to dry him off, do all the shit. I get back, they're not happy, whatever. So then I couldn't really get my phone at all. So I was just texting my brother. I'm like, "Don't tell me what happens." So I watched Mike Venom Page, Kevin Holland. He goes, "Where are you at?" I was fast forwarding through everything, like the walkouts, just to catch up before someone texts me the results. Nothing worse. Callan fucked it up for me on something else, but whatever. So my brother goes, "Where you at?" I go, "Just getting ready to watch DP and BSD." And he goes, "Don't want to spoil it for you. Insane fight." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't wait. I knew it. I fucking knew it." And even with that pre-hype, it still outshined the hype. It was, can they fight every Saturday? God, dog, that was fighting at its finest. A young French lion versus an old vet like DP, and he gets it done.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Best sport on the earth, man. Best fucking sport on the earth. And then your main event, Suga Sean, our boy Chito. Suga's that guy. It's Suga time. And there comes a time when these guys have these long reigns, and it's just Suga's time. It's just his time. You know, Suga, his first defense against Chito. Did Chito deserve the rematch? I don't know. You know, he does have the one win over him, so that was important to clear that up on Suga's resume. It's Suga's time. He looked fantastic. I think people get lost with Suga. I think they don't give him the credit he deserves and how damn talented he is because of the antics. Even though he has his own podcast, he'll give you some good quotes, but he's not like a Kobe Covington or Ian Gary or these guys that do, or Connor that do this wild shit. He does his own thing. He does his own thing over here. He's just a different type of bird. He has the crazy hair. He has the pink shorts. So I think it gets lost in translation how damn good he is. And when he beat Peter Yan, people are like, I thought Peter Yan. All right, whatever. Then he knocks out Aljo. Like, all right, he just caught him. Okay, even though he went through the first round with him, whatever. He just caught him. But there's no denying now what he did to Chito, a shutout, pitched a shutout. One of those was a 10-8 round. The judges had it. I had a 10-8 round. Shutout. Pitched a complete shutout. Was controlled. This is where you see the championship mentality. Look at a guy like BSD. Sits in front, trades and slugs. Sean O'Malley hurt Chito very bad. You don't see him rush in. You didn't see him fly in there, do all this great, settle down, took his time, picked his shots for 5 rounds. That's when I was like, oh, this kid's the real deal. I've always known how good Suga was, but this is my first time where I watched him and went, oh, he's world-class material. His footwork, his jabbing, his distance, world-class. Now he's world-class. There's no argument. There's zero argument there. World-class. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. What do you guys think about his call-out? I liked it. I'll give you my reason why I think they should do it. Are you more prone to pay for Suga versus Merab? Right? Merab is the next guy, which Suga would be an underdog in that fight. So are you more prone to the 2 questions, right? 3 questions. Are you more prone to buy, or would you rather see Suga stay in his division at bantamweight and fight Merab, right? You got a guy there. We got Merab there. He's getting pretty famous. He's doing some wacky stuff online, right? He's fun.
Stuff, yeah.
He's fun. He's fun. He's a good time, right? Or Suga gets on there and calls out Topuria in Spain.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather pay for? Which one would you rather take out rankings and I'm a purist and he's staying in his division and these guys jumping? Take all that away. Which one is a better fight? Which one's more entertaining to you? Go.
It's way more exciting with Ilia, obviously.
Boom.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not like a purist, like, but I do believe they both should defend within their.
Yeah, they should.
But if you're like breaking down, like, it's my money, which fight do I want to pay for? You're right. Yeah.
Remember, all this falls on the same umbrella. Prize fighting. Mm-hmm. Remember, UFC is owned by WWE TKO. So if you're in the war room today, right? You're one of the marketers of UFC, you're on the marketing team, and you're in the war room, right? And they go, what's going to make us more money? Merab Suga or Suga Topuria?
Yeah.
We all know, right?
Yep.
So what would you do? I'm not saying what they should do and what the right thing to do. Merab 100% deserves the fight, yep. Just like Bilal deserves the fight. But we're not in the business of what's right, to be honest. We're in the business of WWE, what is going to bring the most eyeballs. Topuria, Sugar Sean in Spain.
Yeah, dude.
Let me ask you this. Sugar's right up there. Take Conor out of this. That's a different animal. Right up there, top 3 most famous fighters in the world. In the UFC. He's right up there. You got Sean Strickland, you got Izzy, you got Sugar. Probably the most famous. If we're protecting Sugar, do you think he has a better chance to beat Topuria or Merab?
Topuria.
Yeah. Casey?
I don't know.
Both tough.
Yeah.
Marab is just an animal, though.
Yeah.
And plus, take
stylistically nightmare. Stylistically nightmare for everybody. This isn't a knock on Sugar. Marab's a nightmare for every. What he did to Cejudo, pick him up like, dude, it's a nightmare for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's a gold medalist in wrestling. Yeah. He picked him up like that. It's offensive. Now, Sugar has no background in wrestling. Merab shot 50 times against Peter Young.
And never gets tired.
Doesn't get tired. Yeah. Striking suspect. So we have that.
But he wins just literally off points, just taking him down, hitting him. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm down for Ilia.
But which one does, if again, we're protecting our cash cow, Sugar. What's more likely to happen? Him beating Topuria or Merab? Topuria, right?
Yeah, and plus he doesn't lose his belt. Go back down, fight Merab afterwards. Yeah. It's the best plan.
So you're squeezing this towel out as much as we can on the superstar.
Yeah.
We're getting 2 fights out of him. We'll get Merab a fight. We'll keep him busy. Is it the right thing to do? No. Are fans going to be upset? Yes. The hardcore, super upset. But we're not in the business of pleasing those hardcores. We're in the business of making money. So what you do is you fly on Sugar to Spain, and he fights Topuria in a mega fight. Here's the other thing. What if Sugar wins that? Now you have the bona fide biggest star in the UFC. Is he Conor level? No, we're never going to see that. Stop asking that. That's never happened again. God damn it. But he's massive. He's the star we thought he was. He is who he thought he was. All signs, all arrows point towards Topuria. Take my money, dude. Merab, I don't know. We'll figure it out, Daddy. Just give him somebody and have him shoot 50 times, beat him. But just keep him going. Keep the Merab momentum going. Now, for the casuals, they're a little familiar with Topuria, not really familiar with Merab. Give Merab another big fight. You let him get bigger. But we're investing in Suga. Because you look at Suga's division, you got Merab, bona fide winner. Aljo's out. Corey Sandhagen probably deserves the fight. Nobody's going to watch that fight, unfortunately. I love Corey. He knows that. Peter Yan already beat him. Chito beat him. Cejudo, he's out. Sung Yadong, he's out. Figueiredo, not happening anytime soon. Rob, look at the division. So again, in order to squeeze this rainbow towel out of Sugar Sean, he's going to have to go up a weight class. We're going to get a lot more longevity out of Sugar. Because if Merab wins, then what do? You do Merab, Sugar, the favorite wins. I'm not saying he does. I think there's a way Sugar can beat him, especially with his game plan and his timing. I think he can beat Merab. The odds of it happening, not good. Can he do it? Absolutely. I think he has a better chance to beat Topuria. Don't forget, though, too, Topuria can wrestle his ass off. He started in wrestling. It's a tough path for Sugar no matter what. But as far as superstardom and to reach that upper echelon of complete superstardom and take over as the biggest superstar in the UFC, we got to do Sugar versus Topuria in Spain. And remember, Topuria, Volkanovski's not happening. Max Holloway's fighting 300. That's going to be a war, so that's not happening. You could do Ortega. If we're doing the purest thing, you're doing Topuria, Ortega, because Ortega with that big win over Yair, and doing Sugar Sean and Merab.
Yeah.
Does that sound fun? If we're trying to have fun, you're going Sugar, Topuria. I don't know. I guess you do Merab, Sandhagen. You do Ortega, Mosarov, Ivalov. You do Ortega, Mosar. You do Corey Sandhagen, Merab.
But that's not even exciting, dude. Ortega versus...
Hey, bro. Hey.
Just saying, dude.
Hey.
I know.
We have to do those.
Yeah.
In order to do Sugar versus Topuria. And again, if I'm the UFC, if Topuria mollywops Sugar, it builds his stardom. One of them got to go.
Yeah.
But when you're the smaller guy going up, it's almost like you don't even have to like win.
You need a good outcome.
That's it. Like
Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all we just need to get showing. As long as you don't get Francis Ngannou against Anthony Joshua, which you can still sell that. Yeah, he tried. He went up. Izzy, Jan. Oh, good. Yeah, that guy's way bigger. He's still the champ down here. And then Sugar goes down there and beats Merab. Now the train keeps going. But if you're the UFC, remember, Sugar's being an underdog against Topuria. He's being an underdog against Merab. Neither one of them are bigger stars. We got to squeeze this rainbow towel as much as we can. We don't have a ton of stars. He's our biggest star. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it sucks for Merab.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But if you look at the UFC steps and the TV rights and want the biggest fights, this is more likely than not what they're going to do. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. And I think Sugar can win both of those. Both tough. There's a route we can win.
What you're saying, the route to go, the best route is definitely Ilia. It sucks for Merab, but that's what I'm sure the majority of fans want to see. It's a better, everything about it is just better.
Yeah.
It sucks for Merab, though.
It sucks for Merab.
Yeah.
If you're in the business of Merab, you're like, God damn it, Schaub. I get it. I also get Happy Hippo. This is the one I use every single day before podcast, before working out, before doing stand-up. I always use Happy Hippo. The best way to describe it, it's not like if you get a shot of adrenaline, a shot of caffeine, none of that stuff, not like coffee. You get a balanced, zoned in, good vibe. However you want to get your Happy Hippo, whether it's freaking the Insta shots, the highly concentrated shots, the energy shots. They got K-dips, they got powders, they got gummies, they got taffy. We got it all. There's no excuse not to try it. You can trust Happy Hippo. It's the only product that I trust. It's my hidden gem. Go to happyhippo.com. Promo code is THICC24, 3C's 24. You get 20% off for life of the best product. Get your mind right for whatever project you're trying to tackle. It's happyhippo.com. Promo code is THICC24. This episode of the Schaub Show is also brought to you by the very best pre-workout ever. This thing will get you to run through a freaking brick wall, dude. We're talking about Cage, the elite supplement brand. I wish I had it when I was in the UFC because I can trust them. It's third-party tested for banned substances, NSF, Informed Sports Certified, no colors, no flavors from artificial sources, patented key ingredients, never generic alternatives like pure organic coffee instead of synthetic caffeine. You want real deal Holyfield here. All right? My very favorite product they have is Mindset, the Elite Series, which has caffeine in it, supports your focus. It's great for podcasts. You become a real chatty Cathy on it. The pre-workout, again, will get you to run through a freaking brick wall and feel good about it. Hydration Elite, I used this when I did the Mint 400. Your boy was so dehydrated after driving 4 hours. I was very dehydrated. Hydration Elite got me right back up. Lemon Lime is my freaking favorite. All right? The stuff just works. The Cage is there for you when you're ready to train harder, live healthier, and become the strongest version of yourself. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All you got to do is go to KAGED.com, use the code SHAUB for 20% off. The best supplements you've ever put into your body. This stuff will get you jacked, in the zone, ready to go. Cage.com, promo code SHAUB, 20% off. Try it.
All right. You mentioned, let's see if I can find it right away. Oh, yeah. So when it comes to Topuria, I thought this was funny. So Topuria, his reaction to Sean O'Malley was, congrats, beautiful performance, but there's a fight chasing you with Merab. Get that done first. And his mom even, apparently, according to this article, his mom even chimed in saying it's been a long time since Merab has earned this fight and it needs to happen. So they both want him to fight Merab first. But
UFC don't care. You think UFC gives a shit what Topuria and his mom think? Dana's like, what? Cool. Topuria, you're fighting Suga. That's how that works. His mom jumped in, huh? Yeah, it's always weird when parents jump in. You're like, wait, what? Again, from a pure standpoint, from a fighter standpoint, yeah, you gotta fight Merab, dude. Mm-hmm. You can't just run from the guy because he's bad. No, we can't do that. Self in the room though.
I know.
And that elephant can wrestle his ass off.
Yeah.
I do think Dana said in the post-fight that when asked the question, he does like for guys to stay within their division and defend. So I don't know how.
He definitely likes it, but I mean, money is the biggest thing. So yeah.
Until they go, here's the numbers, Dana. He goes, oh, say less. But I'm with you. I'm with Dana. It's weird guys always jumping around. But again, I didn't create this shit show. This is what guys do. They jump for the bigger fights, especially in this case. You gotta squeeze that rainbow towel out.
Yeah, if you look at the big picture, that's probably the best plan. Sucks for Merab once again, but yeah. All right, so the biggest news probably over the weekend was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson being announced for July 20th
makes no sense.
On Netflix. I think Netflix is probably the first ever live streaming.
Netflix getting into sports. Yeah. So this is big because this is our canary in the coal mine. If you're, again, however you feel about Jake Paul, I love the guy, but however you feel about him, this is good for MMA. This is good for combat sports because you're using him as the canary in the coal mine. If this goes well, the executive at Netflix, there's actually something to this fight stuff. And then the UFC just comes trailing behind. They're looking for a TV right deal. Right now they're negotiating it. This can be the first test. You want this to go well. Even though it's ridiculous, right? You want this to go well because then the UFC can parlay off this and get a huge deal, and it's on Netflix. There's no one bigger in the game than Netflix. So this is a good thing. Jake Paul is taking one for the team here.
And what do you think, though? Like,
here's my question. This is what I want to know. Is it real? Like,
so
meaning, is this like Roy Jones versus Mike? Because it could be a disaster. If it's like the no hit into the face, remember all that bullshit?
That'd be stupid.
If it's like a glorified sparring match, you're going to ruin it for us. Mm-hmm. If it's real, if this is real, and Jake Paul at 100%, Mike Tyson 100% at 56, wherever he is, Mike uses a cane to get around sometimes. Here's the thing. Jake should knock him out. Now, if Jake thought he had haters before, if you knock out the beloved Mike Tyson, my man, the hate meter is going to read red hot. I don't think he cares. And remember, Jake got his start on Mike Tyson's card.
Yeah, the Roy Jones one, right?
Yes. So I just don't know how serious to take this. Regardless of whatever this is basically the Trojan horse. This is getting into the gates. It goes well. The UFC is going to follow behind. This is good. You want this to go well if you're an MMA fan. Not because you love Jake Paul, but because you love MMA. This is good because other fights, combat sports will follow. This is the trial. We want this to go well. The whole thing is like, is it a glorified sparring match?
They never said,
because I know they're friendly.
They never said exhibition. It just says boxing, so it should. And plus, I mean, I don't know. Even though Jake's so much younger, like 30-something years younger, it's still like someone who's like this vet of boxing who's really, really good versus a guy that just started boxing. So I think they could commission it and sanction it.
They could sanction it, yeah. I just have some questions about that. But again, you want this to go well. You want this to go well.
You think it's going to do big numbers, right? Tyson versus Jake Paul.
I think so. Wow.
Yeah. On Netflix, too.
Wild.
So I guess if you have a subscription, it's free?
Yeah. Wild.
Oh, really? It's not like a...
I imagine if you have Netflix subscription, so it's not free, but you're paying for Netflix, but I imagine you could just watch it on Netflix.
Oof, that would do huge.
Because when they did the Chris Rock live special, you could watch that live. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to pay extra for that.
Yeah,
so
I've never heard of Netflix.
I don't think they're on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They just pay for the rights and hope people subscribe. That's where their money's at.
And dude.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
You want that to go well for combat sports.
All right. This is a dumb one, but it was silly. So this, I guess, back in the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out days, there's a guy that looks like this, that looks like Paul. So they're saying they're predicting it even since the 80s. I thought you would like this because you like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, right?
I love it.
Back in the day.
It just doesn't look like Jake Paul, though. Again.
It actually looks like Logan, if anything.
Yeah. It doesn't really look like any of them. And that guy, is that the French guy who carried the rose?
It might have been. I don't know any of the characters.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that. This is so far what the card looks like for UFC 300. And check this out. The prelims, Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. So they're headlining the prelims.
And they bumped up Bo Nickel?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy too. He always gets to the main event.
That's how good they think Bo Nickel. They think Bo Nickel's like the next coming of Jesus. So boy, that card's tasty.
Yeah, and there's still...
I said 299's better. Now I'm looking at this. Eesh,
I mean, all
you
the
might have been off.
Great.
You might have been off. Look at the early prelims,
dude. Cody Davison starts it off.
Jim Miller, Bobby Green, Cody Garbrandt, Figueiredo, Jim Miller, Bobby Green, Andrade, Rodriguez, Jalen Turner.
That's a great fight too.
Nakano, Diego Lopez, Yusuf, Jesus, Holly Holm, Kyla Harrison, Calvin Cater, Aljo, Yuri, Rakic. Okay, it's better than $299. But again, that was never my argument. My argument was this isn't a compared to 100, 200. I'm not comparing 299, 298, 297. I'm comparing and not 301, 302, 303, 304, 305, none of that. UFC 300 is compared to 200, 100. Compared to 100, 200, it still ain't shit. And I'd assume the same thing at UFC 400. I compare it to 100, 200. It's always going to be that way. Mm-hmm. This is a great card, though. Yeah. Take my money, baby. I got a good Saturday.
And plus, you know, they're still saying that there's going to be an announcement for, you know, co-main or whatever, something big, but who knows if that's even going to happen anymore.
Oh, no, this is the card, Chin.
That's it for good?
Yeah.
Really?
No, the announcement, hey, bro, we do a fight show.
They said that, yeah, but
the announcement is, that's it, bud. That's your card there. The main announcement was Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill.
No. There's supposed to be another, like a co-headliner that's supposed to be, you know, huge. Remember?
No.
Yeah.
No, bud.
Yes, dude.
That's your card. That's your official card.
So you're saying Zhang Weili versus
is the co-main event.
Yan.
Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway was the big announcement. They announced
we'll see.
Weili and Yan way early. The Gaethje and Max Holloway was the big announcement. And then Pereira and Jamal Hill was the biggest announcement.
That was definitely the headliner, but I'm pretty sure they're still working on another fight.
The fight's really next month, Chad. This is it, bud.
All right, dude.
Tickets are already on sale, bud. This is it.
I mean, people are still, if you want to go to this show, you're going to go regardless. So
fuck yeah, you're going. That card's insane, dude. What more do you want?
It is a pretty badass card. All right, so this is a quick one. This is from champ.rds and the Fight Mafia. This is showing Chito Vera. Remember when Daniel Cormier touched the towel? So this is like a visual on Chito. Because you remember, he, according to what Aljo said, like he had a tough camp.
Rough camp.
So just check this out.
135.
So they'll slow-mo it here. You see his arms touching, and then it goes. You see it or no?
135.
So apparently they're saying that that's how he made weight, by doing this. Why you have zero expression?
I mean, he lost 5 rounds.
I know, dude. It's just like an interesting thing, though. Like you could even do that, you know, there.
Yeah, I get it. There's not much there, though.
Oh, this is nothing. But Dustin Poirier, he said one of the main things he wants to do is like, so I think he's tied with Edson Barboza with Fight of the Nights, and his main goal is like just to get that one over that.
The most ever?
Yeah, and then that's going to be so hard to beat because Fight of the Nights means like a gritty.
So tough.
Yeah.
Especially this day and age. To get it consistently, that's a good goal.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully next fight.
Ooh, what's this?
This
Tommy
is Curtis.
Aspinall says.
So you know Curtis Blades called out Tom Aspinall.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I believe me and Aspinall have some unfinished business. I'd like to get that one next. That's the next fight. Aspinall.
And Tom Aspinall did this.
Don't get to ask me twice. I'm in. Aspinall just down, dude.
He's
just
so down. Dude. He's a badass.
He was like, Stipe, Jones, Curtis, I don't care. Just give me a fucking fight. So down.
Yeah.
I do want to see that fight because that first one, blew his knee out.
Yeah, it's like the Chito O'Malley kind of thing.
Aspinall's the real champ to me. He's the best heavyweight on the planet.
Dude, he's so badass, yeah. So Francis Ngannou, this is before his fight. He was on a podcast with Kamaru Usman, and he said that his last fight for the UFC, I think Suga, he was paid $600K. He was trying. I guess they wanted to give him $5 million to sign a new deal, right? But he's like, no, I'm going to bet on myself. So he took $6K. But I didn't know this, but he apparently was broke at the time, and he borrowed $200,000 from Kamaru Usman. And in my mind, I was like, how Kamaru Usman has $200,000 to like just lend someone?
Champ.
That's a lot of damn money, though. But yeah,
you're talking about earlier about the contract that I turned down. You know a lot about the stuff that I turned down from the UFC negotiators. My last fight in the UFC, I took $600,000 for my last fight in the UFC, opposed to $5 million they were offering for the same fight, and I was broke at the time. I owed Usman $200,000. I was broke. It's true. Yeah,
$200K.
Wow. You can see why he chased the money. He was, possibly the best heavyweight on the planet. He's broke,
and now he's probably the richest.
No, he's the
other
richest.
than Conor.
But remember, Conor's money is from outside of fighting.
True.
As far as the straight purses, Francis makes more than Conor.
Alrighty, I'm sure you're excited about this. The new Ultimate Fighter is going to be with Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko.
7 people will watch that. I will be one of the 7.
And it's on June 4th.
I can't believe they keep doing Tough.
I don't
The Contender Series destroys Tough. I tried getting into Tough last season. It's fucking tough, dude. No pun intended.
All right. So we talked about Ryan Garcia last week. This is one of the posts that he made recently. So this is 3 days ago. Your boy, Patrick Bet-David, you've been on his show before. So apparently Patrick Bet-David called him because he was concerned and said, like, hey, dude, just focus on your fights and stop posting, like, random stuff.
Talk about fighting.
Yeah. So this is what he posted afterwards. But this is also, just watching this is kind of disturbing.
Is Ryan wearing a crown there? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it.
Yeah, he doesn't look healthy, man. And let's be very clear, too. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, if Ryan was 100% focused and ready to go, he's still a dog. Very tough fight. Chance of him beating Haney is not good. Now add on top of this manic craziness that he's going through, it's not good. Signs are not pointing in the right direction.
He's such a good dude. I hate
He's the best.
seeing this, but I just want to show you this video real quick.
Here to announce my return back to Instagram. Now, over these past couple of days, you guys have seen some.
Oh no! Someone wrote this for him, and he's reading it.
And I understand what they look like, but I'm coming back to announce I'm not going to speak on any other topic other than boxing, sports, and my fight. That's the only thing I'm going to be talking about. And I'm training for this fight. I want everybody to know this fight's still on. 420, 5 weeks of super focus. I have PBD helping me in this camp and many other warriors. So I thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you guys on 420.
Damn, someone wrote that and they just set it up so it didn't look like he was reading.
He's not even looking at the camera.
No. Well, they have a screen. It's not good. He's talked about mental health issues before. None of this is good if you're a Ryan Garcia fan.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight. Even though he wasn't doing all this craziness. Tough fight.
Okay. So on a lighter note, this is during the press conference for the UFC.
Dude, these press conferences, like the one dude talking shit to Armin, like it was wild, man. Just the disrespect is wild to me.
I didn't see the disrespect.
Oh,
this
man.
is actually kind of disrespectful, but it's more like sillier. So this guy in Armin's language was asking. The way they put it is like, would you throw sticks at Kayla Harrison? And I guess in their language,
Dicks. Sticks
means
equals dicks.
would you smash her? Would you like bone?
Sticks equals dicks.
Yes. So he said a few, and
Вот эта вот девочка, которая рядом с тобой сидит, сколько бы палок ей кинул, брат? Честно скажи.
Парочку.
My boy.
and they translated it.
Armin,
My,
this girl sitting next to you, how many sticks would you throw at her, brother? Tell me honestly. A couple?
my boy.
It's just so awkward and crazy.
The whole thing is.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that he even said like
he was all, oh, my boy.
the fact that he even said a couple.
His friend was like, yeah. Just two of them? Yeah. The rest of the crowd's like, all right, what else we got?
All right, so this is Jamal Murray. I don't know if we can actually play the video, but I'll just show you this real quick. He was in a press conference and literally just watching the UFC and answering questions.
Gangster. Super fan.
Sort of need to correct going into that fourth quarter after giving up as many in the third as you had in the first half?
Just picking up our energy and effort and getting back to the way we played in the first half.
So it's just more of that. He's watching the UFC 299.
Love it.
Yeah, doing the
Gangster.
questions, yeah.
Love it.
And yeah, this one was a kind of like a curveball, I would say.
Why?
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I don't know. She's the second woman ever to be in the Hall of Fame.
Damn
UFC.
right. She deserves it. Who, it's her and Ronda?
Yeah, her and Ronda.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So that's pretty cool.
That was cool.
And I think that's pretty much it for the fight or current events. And then we have this card at the Apex, Tai Tuivasa versus
Poor
Marcin
heavyweights still
Tybura,
fighting the Apex. Fun card.
4 p.m. Pacific.
I'll take it. Gives me something to do on Saturday, but nothing's going to blow your hair back. OSP still doing the damn thing.
Yeah, dude.
Mershot, Brian Barberina, our boy. Tai Tuivasa, nothing great. But I'll take it. Gives us something to do.
Indeed. And I'm pretty sure that's it. That should be it.
All right, kids. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We got live Fire and the Kid in Austin, March 29th. One show only. Friday, 7:30 with a very special guest. Live, Brian Kelly and myself. It's a live podcast, not stand-up. It's Fire and the Kid live in Austin, Texas. One night, one show only. Austin, Texas, at the Step Mothership, the Vulcan Gas Company. Get you some, thickboy.com. All right, kids. Be nice. Be safe out there. Like, subscribe. Do all the things kids tell you to. Love you guys. See ya.